Coming up on the Poke Report, a change in scenery for the show today.
With palm trees instead of pines and cacti instead of bushes.
The dry heat will not stop us because we're live in Arizona. It's the Poke Report. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into a very special edition of the Poke Report. We are here in the desert at the University of Arizona. I'm Zach Berger.
And I'm Peyton Schmidt, and we want to send a very big thank you to the University of Arizona for lending us their awesome studio. And you know, Zach, there's even more changes to Cowboy football.
Absolutely. Just 4 games into the season, defensive coordinator Todd Grantham has been fired. And we had a chance to see how students felt about this firing and all these changes. Take it away, Marcus.
I'm Marcus Martin, and today I'm going to OSU campus to ask OSU students how did they felt in last week's matchup versus the Bears, and how confident they are going into this week against the Arizona Wildcats.
I'm here with
Colton Scott,
Gabriel
Griffin,
Luke,
Colin,
Jake Pendergraft,
Rachel.
How you feel about the performance of OSU against Baylor last week?
Not great.
I didn't like to see the lose, but it was exactly like Vegas predicted.
I mean, we put up a phenomenal numbers. I mean, everything considering.
I do feel a lot better coming off the Tulsa game.
We got way more of a score than we did in the last few games.
On offense, we're making more moves. I think our defense still needs a lot of work.
I was going to leave if they went up by 3 scores, and I stayed till the fourth quarter. So I was actually pretty proud of the Pokes' performance as a whole.
How are we feeling about going against Arizona?
I think it's going to be really hard for the players to kind of, have such a drastic change in the middle of the season.
I have faith they picked the right people. I want to see a win.
I mean, Arizona is going to be a tough it's always going to be a tough battle for us.
But I like to just see the increase in creative play calls.
Changing things up, changing the pace of things is going to give us a better chance.
If we can play like we did last week, a lot more competitive and with more drive, I think we could be competitive against Arizona.
It can't get any worse is what I'm thinking, so it can only get better from here. So.
Thanks for that, Marcus. Gosh, so much craziness already happening. So many changes just within a week.
I know, right? And the Cowboys have struggled under Todd Grantham, so it'll be interesting to see who the new hire is. And our very own Brock has more of that information and the future of the Cowboy football team.
Just 1 week after Oklahoma State parted ways with Mike Gundy, the Cowboys staff shuffled again this week as the school let go of defensive coordinator Todd Grantham in his first season with the program. Clint Bowen, who was coaching high school football in Kansas just 1 year ago today, was named the interim defensive coordinator of the Cowboys the day Grantham was let go. It's been a struggle all season long for the Cowboy defense, but Bowen says he sees promise in the bruised and battered squad he now has the reins of.
This is us together. We're going to figure it out together. We're going to do it together. So we're going to start with that premise, and we'll work from there. Mike Gundy recruited unbelievable players to this program. He built an unbelievable culture. I've been a lot of places, and coming here, I told Coach Glass and Coach Gundy, the first winter workout I watched, the first spring ball I watched, I went to him, I said, this is unbelievable. The things I've seen our guys do to help each other, to listen to coaches, to be respectful, everything, the most unbelievable culture I've ever seen.
Bowen takes over a defense that currently ranks last in the Big 12 in points allowed with 140. However, he says getting this defense to where they want to be isn't as complicated as you'd think.
If you go out and you help players and they see that you're helping them get better, because they all want to be the best they can be. And if you can prove to them that you're capable of doing that, the kids will run through a wall for you, because that's what they still want. They want to go out and represent themselves in this university well. So the players will be fine. They always are.
New interim head coach Doug Meacham has a lot on his plate as the Cowboys get ready for their road test at Arizona this Saturday, but he says his new defensive coordinator is far from something he's worried about.
He's such a great guy, and I think he's a player's coach. I think the players feel like he cares, and I think the players feel like he's in it to get the best out of them, and he's just such a good person and highly intelligent guy. And I think he was the coordinator at Kansas for 12 years, so he's got a lot of experience. I think his MO is going to be carry over what we've done and, plug into things that we feel like fit based on the opponent and just mesh with the staff from here moving forward.
It's a tall task for Bowen taking over this struggling Cowboy defense. There's no question about that. But there's not an ounce of doubt in the Oklahoma State coaching staff that he has what it takes to right the ship. For the Poke Report, I'm Brock Wade.
Thanks for that, Brock. I guess we'll have to see what is in store for the Cowboys this weekend as far as their defense goes.
Yeah, and while the defense struggled for the offense, they kind of showed out versus Baylor. Mackenzie gives us a recap of last week's game.
Last week, the Oklahoma State Cowboys hosted the Baylor Bears for the Big 12 season opener. Baylor came into Boone Pickens Stadium and defeated Oklahoma State with interim head coach Doug Meacham leading the way. The Cowboys were eager to kick off Big 12 play with hopes of securing a win. Meacham was pleased with the way his team performed despite the circumstances.
I think beyond, the schematics of things and things that didn't go right or wrong, I think beyond all that, it's very impressive to me to watch these guys under all the adversity come out with all the energy. And to me, they were the most excited team to play that game.
The Bears won for the first time at BPS under head coach Dave Aranda with the final score of 45-27. Aranda gave credit to the atmosphere in Stillwater and respected Oklahoma State for its efforts with regard to the recent coaching changes.
Happy for the wins. First time have won here. It's a very, very difficult place to play. Crowds right there on you, and when the crowd has energy, it's a loud spot. Even with the circumstances of today and all of it, it was loud.
This week, Oklahoma State travels to Tucson, Arizona to face the Arizona Wildcats. Oklahoma State is looking to find success on the field and earn a Big 12 win. They'll be here next week at Boone Pickens Stadium to host the Houston Cougars.
Oklahoma State continues to put in the work and do its best to prepare for each week. Last week, the Cowboys' offense showed that they have the ability to make plays and test opponents, with quarterback Zane Flores throwing a career high of 232 yards, but they still need to improve on defense. On Sunday, OSU fired defensive coordinator Todd Grantham. The Cowboys will be challenged by Arizona's offense, led by quarterback Noah Fida. However, change at defensive coordinator could give the Cowboys the opportunity to bounce back. From the Poke Report, I'm Mackenzie Cowan.
Thanks for that, Mackenzie. It was some fun. It was a fun time. Some trickery, trick plays. It was cool to see something different.
Yeah, and they kind of had a fire under them, so it was different than the past couple weeks we've had with Cowboy football. But coming up, we have a live look at this weekend's matchup against Arizona,
as well as a recap for the Cowgirls soccer team. All that and more is coming up. We'll be right back on the Poke Report.
I want to show you something. This is the money we could save by switching from fresh packed California crushed tomatoes to concentrated tomato paste.
I want to show you something too. I got a new door. Go take a look at it.
Nobody uses better ingredients than Little Caesars, like fresh packed California crushed tomatoes. Pick up a large, deep dish for just $8.
Pizza.
Introducing Lincoln Black Label at Diffie Ford Lincoln. Designed to impress those with impeccable taste, Lincoln Black Label features a collection of interior themes and a host of exclusive membership privileges, inspired by attention to detail and a love of automobiles. With Lincoln Black Label, you'll enjoy an extended premium maintenance plan that covers wear items or even remote vehicle delivery. Lincoln Black Label isn't about luxury ownership, it's about membership. Lincoln Black Label, exclusively at Diffie.
Welcome back into the Poke Report. Now, it's a big week for both Arizona football and Cowboy football. So we go live now to Jared, who's at the stadium to break it down a little bit more. What do you got for us, Jared?
Yeah, Zach, you nailed it. With all the turmoil going on in Stillwater and Arizona stumbling in its first true test of the season, for the Wildcats, it's all about the rebound. They are coming off their first loss against Iowa State last week, in which their defense allowed four plays of 25 yards or more. Quarterback Noah Fafada threw his first 2 interceptions of the season and is hoping to reset and looks to get back on track. For the Pokes, it's the debut of defensive coordinator Clint Bowen. Bowen takes over a unit that ranks 128th out of 134th in total defense in the country. Bowen will be thrown right into the fire as Arizona has a prolific offense that averages 420 yards per game. And this provides a great litmus test for Bowen. On the offensive side, Doug Meacham, the interim head coach, brought a spark in his debut last week against Baylor. The Cowboys had both season highs in passing and rushing yards against the Bears. They hope to ride that momentum going into this game in Tucson. The Pokes hope that this could be the start of a new identity in Stillwater. This is the first time that these two teams have faced off since 2012, and the first time they are facing off as Big 12 conference opponents. Kickoff time is 2 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. You can catch that game on TNT. Should be a great one. Back to you in studio, Zach.
All right, thanks for that, Jared. Now, Peyton, Cowboy Cross Country hosted the Cowboy Jamboree this past weekend.
That's right, Cowboy Cross Country showed out this weekend.
Absolutely. Both the Cowgirls and Cowboys had individual winners in their races, and the men's team took first place, followed by New Mexico and Tulsa. And then the women's team took second place behind BYU and ahead of third place New Mexico.
Now heading into a different style of running, Cowgirl Soccer has had some bumps in the road, but they did travel up to where we are, Arizona, and they took on both the Sun Devils and the Wildcats. Molly has the game recaps for both of those games.
The Oklahoma State Cowgirls are officially in conference play for the 2025 season. This past weekend, the Cowgirls traveled out west to the Grand Canyon State to face off against two more conference opponents. OSU started off its first game Thursday night against the 17th-ranked Arizona State Sun Devils. With the game ending in a scoreless tie, the player to watch for the Cowgirls was sophomore goalkeeper Logan Marks. Marks recorded a career high of 9 saves in her third career shutout. Arguably the most notable save of the night was on a penalty kick in the box after a handball. Marks made a diving save on the initial kick and on the rebound. Even Arizona State coach Graham Winkworth was impressed by Marks' performance.
But their goalkeeper, fantastic, saved a penalty. I think the save after the penalty was even better though. Congratulations to her, because I'd be voting for her for goalkeeper of the week this week because she was phenomenal.
There were opportunities to capitalize on both sides, but neither team was able to find the back of the net. The Cowgirls picked up their first conference point of the season, giving them the confidence going into their second game of the weekend against Arizona. The Cowgirls head coach Con Carmichael recognizes the challenges of playing on the road, but continues to look to the future for positive outcomes.
If we can turn around on Sunday, which we all know when you've been on the road 4 or 5 days, the mentality is tough. But we got to turn around, and if we get another positive result, whether it's a win or a tie on this road trip, it'd be a really, really good road trip, okay?
Although the Cowgirls were able to add a tally in the goal column, unfortunately, it was not enough to bring home the win. After a scoreless first half, the Wildcats scored 3 unanswered goals. Sonora DeFini scored the lone goal for the Cowgirls, making this her 3rd goal of the season. The Cowgirls continue on the road for a Thursday night matchup against number 18th ranked Texas Tech, but will return home Monday night to Neil Patterson Stadium to face BYU. For the Poke Report, I'm Molly Nicholson.
Thanks, Molly. We sure do hope that Cowgirl Soccer can kind of get back up to speed for the back half of Big 12 play.
Now, Peyton, I'm joining you on this side of the desk because we do have a very special guest. We have to thank once again the University of Arizona for having us out on this set. And now we're joined by an Arizona media student, Joel Herrera. Joel, welcome in, man.
Thank you guys for having me on here. I'm ecstatic to join you guys up here.
Now, I have to ask the first question. We're going to talk about the game here a little bit, but I'm curious because I don't understand it. You guys are the Wildcats, but the saying is bear down. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, so it's a long story, and I mean a real long story. It goes back almost 100 years from now.
Oh, so like ancient time.
Ancient, basically,
Gotcha.
yeah. So back in 1926, Arizona, I believe he was a quarterback, but he was a team captain too, I believe. His name was, forgot his first name, but his last name was Salmon, and his nickname was Button. And he got in a car crash, and he was like in his last moments, he was dying, and he told the team, his last words were, tell them to bear down. And that's basically just translated into the school's motto for pretty much everything.
That makes sense.
I don't know why, but I almost shed a tear.
It was a sweet story.
Yeah, it was kind of sweet. I'll give it to you.
Now, you know what's not sweet? OSU football as of right now. But it could be a really good game. A lot of things changing.
True.
We obviously have talked about our opinions and where we're at with this game. I want to hear, as an Arizona student, how are you feeling about this week's matchup?
Well, yeah, so for Arizona, they're facing their own struggles themselves. They're coming off a brutal loss this past weekend at Iowa State. They were just outmatched on every side of the ball. But this is a great bounce back week for them. No diss towards Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma State's defense isn't the greatest, and Arizona has really needed to up their offensive game a little bit, and this is a great week for them to test that. On the other side, their defense, they need to get back on track. And Arizona's defense is currently ranked 17th in total yards per game in the nation, so this is a great opportunity for them to really like get their minds right, bounce back from last week, and focus on to what we're looking forward to a week from this Saturday against BYU.
Absolutely, absolutely. Peyton, you got anything?
I'm just thinking about how both teams are coming off of a loss, so it's kind of an even playing field at this point. Granted, a bunch more behind-the-scenes aspects are happening with Cowboy football, but you never know. Could be a good one.
Never know, never know. Now, Joel, we're going to let you go, but don't go too far because we're going to have you back on for some Pick'em segment very, very soon. But for now, we are going to take a break. Coming up, big news for OSU basketball.
I want to show you something. This is the money we could save by switching from fresh packed California crushed tomatoes to concentrated tomato paste.
I want to show you something too. I got a new door. Go take a look at it.
Nobody uses better ingredients than Little Caesars, like fresh-packed California crushed tomatoes. Pick up a large, deep dish for just $8.
Pizza, pizza. Introducing Lincoln Black Label at Diffie Ford Lincoln. Designed to impress those with impeccable taste, Lincoln Black Label features a collection of interior themes and a host of exclusive membership privileges, inspired by attention to detail and a love of automobiles. With Lincoln Black Label, you'll enjoy an extended premium maintenance plan that covers wear items or even remote vehicle delivery. Lincoln Black Label isn't about luxury ownership, it's about membership. Lincoln Black Label, exclusively at Diffie.
Welcome back into the Poke Report.
And thanks for sticking with us. Now, Zach, Oklahoma State basketball, Cowboy basketball rather, struck big this past weekend with a huge commit. We'll send it down to Boston, who has a brief description of that big-time commit.
Oklahoma State basketball has just landed a huge new recruit in Jalen Molinari. Molinari is the ESPN-ranked number 44 player in the 2026 class and the number 1 ranked player in the state of Oklahoma. Molinari is a 6'6" wing out of Owasso High School and put up over 23 points per game last year for the Rams. Molinari elected to follow in his father Brian Molinari's footsteps and play basketball at Oklahoma State. He chose OSU over schools like Kansas State and Oklahoma. He's been named the Oklahoma Gatorade Player of the Year for basketball for the last 2 years in a row and won a gold medal in the 2023 16U FIBA AmeriCup. I know fans are excited to have a player of this talent, and I'm sure the team is ecstatic to have his talent on the court with them as well. This is a great start for OSU's 2026 recruiting class.
Thanks, Boston. Now we welcome Joel back onto the set for my favorite segment of all times, the Pick'ems. I won it last year. I won last weekend's Pick'ems. So you're in for a treat, and then Joel, I don't know, the competition starts now. So.
All right, let's do it.
You said you won last week. You beat me in one game.
I still won?
Okay, Joel, we got a couple games. We're going to break them down, and we got to see who you have as a winner, okay?
Awesome.
First one, number 9 Texas at Florida. Who you got?
I like Texas.
That's a great answer.
It is a great answer. About a month ago, this game had a lot higher implications. As we all know, Florida came into the preseason as this really touted team. Not so much anymore, so I'm just going to go ahead and take Texas.
Do you want to go? You can go.
Okay, no, I agree with Joel. I think I was a big DJ Lagway coming into the season. A lot's happened where I just don't think he's there right now. I'm still low on Texas, but at this level, I'm lower on Florida.
I'm a born and raised Longhorn fan. I'm from Austin, and I'm not afraid to put my horns up. Texas, all the way.
That's insane. Okay, next one. We got a ranked matchup.
Ooh.
Number 16 Vandy at number 10 Alabama. Joel, can they do it back-to-back years?
Well, I just want to say first and foremost, who would have thought Vandy and Bama would be a college game day atmosphere?
This is true.
This was unheard of like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But Bama, they have some fire under their belly right now, or in their belly. Of course, we all know they lost at Vandy last year. It was just a downward spiral for Bama since then. I don't think that happens again, especially since it'll be played at Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa. So I'm going to go ahead and take number 10 Bama.
Okay, Zach, you can wait for me this time. I'm going to go Bama as well. Their win against Georgia was pretty big, and I just think they got it.
Yeah, listen, Diego Pavia has been so good, and normally I would be like, okay, Bama, you beat Georgia, maybe they take this game off and they slack, but I think because that's such a known aspect in college football, I think they're really going to make sure to hit home that let's not slack off after a big win last week, so we'll sweep with Bama all the way on the board.
Okay, next up we have number 3 Miami at number 18 Florida State. Who you picking?
Yeah, I'm a big Miami fan this year. I love what Mario Cristobal and Carson Beck are doing over in Coral Gables. But I'm going to take Florida State. This is going to be my upset pick. It's at Florida State. I just think, just how the Seminoles lost last week in double overtime at Virginia. Like I said, with Bama, they have some fire lit under them. So can we go ahead and give me Florida State?
Yeah.
So I thought I was going to be original with that pick, and you kind of ruined it for me. Because when I was looking at this, I predetermined who I was picking, and so we're going to pretend you didn't pick Florida State. Next.
So you are also picking Florida State?
Yeah.
Okay. Normally I'd be in the same boat of a bounce back week, but Miami has just looked too unstoppable for me. I'll go with the chalk. I'll go Miami. I think they take care of business, and hopefully Florida State can rebound a week from now. All right, last one, Mississippi State, number 6, Texas A&M, down in College Station. What do you got?
So we all know Texas A&M is pretty well known for losing big games, but this year's a little different.
Yeah.
They won over at Notre Dame earlier this season, so I think something's really turned around in College Station. So, but don't count out Mississippi State just yet. They took Tennessee down to the wire last weekend. So, with that being said, I'm still going to go ahead and take Texas A&M. You just can't beat that atmosphere over in College Station.
What do you got?
I don't like that we're having the same picks align. I'm also going the Aggies, which is ironic because I am a Longhorn, so disregard that.
Listen. You said it. A&M is known for selling these games. I know they're having a great year, but it wouldn't be a Texas A&M Aggie season without selling when the lights shine brightest. Ring the cowbells. I'm going Mississippi State on the road. 12th man, no more. Cowbell season all day.
Oh my goodness.
I'm saying it. I gotta get back. I gotta be original.
Right. Okay. Now we can't leave the Pick'em segment without picking this weekend's game. Joel, I'm gonna let you go last on this one because we already know who you're picking. Now, Zach, it's a toss-up between me and you. I am just questionable how the Cowboys travel to the desert, and I'm gotta say Arizona is gonna take the win.
Listen, this is a complete wild card of a week for me. I mean, Jared talked about it. Doug Meacham, this is really his first full week as an offensive coordinator. Could see completely new things. On the defense, Clint Bowen took over midweek. We just don't know. They could come out and shine, and I think they actually will take big steps. But in the grand scheme, I just don't think it'll be enough in this first week with a completely new OCDC to take down the win. So.
Right.
I'll bear down for this week.
All right, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and join you with that pick. This weekend, there's just so much going on with Arizona. The atmosphere is going to be popping. Shaq is here. Gronk is here. Men's basketball is kicking off. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Arizona has the 17th best defense in terms of yards per game allowed in the nation. I don't think Oklahoma State's going to be able to really combat that, unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
Nope, you're good.
But yeah, and then I also want to mention Arizona is debuting some fire new uniforms this week. I don't know if you guys have seen those.
I didn't like them. I liked the helmets.
The helmets are fire, but it's going to be a little whiteout for the team in terms of jerseys. Noon game. Fans love the earlier games here in Tucson, so I'm going to go ahead and bear down with this one.
Well, that's all the time we have. And Joel, thank you for joining us on our show. But y'all got to stay tuned for next week's show where we talk more OSU sports.
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes.